what went on with that 60-yarder combine? Was that something that you wanted to do? Did they ask you to do that? Kind of how did that all play out?
Yeah, so the combine, it was they divided us up into two teams, and it was like a scoring. It was a game basically, and every kick was a point. So we kept track of it, and at the end there, I think we were up by 1 point, and then the guy who was running it, he said, let's pick one guy from each team and kick from 60, and this kick will be worth 2 points. So the other team picked their guy, he made it. So then we were down 1 point, and then the coach on my team picked me to do it and made it to win the competition. So it was cool.
Your journey here was quite the journey. I guess as you reflect back on ups, on downs, what are you most proud of?
I think really just in the team aspect of it, just winning that ACC championship in 23. It was definitely something we had talked about my freshman year in 2019. So doing that was really special. That 23 year was great.
Jordan?
The process for special teamers is different than other position players because most teams only take one or two guys. Can you talk about the competition both to get drafted, but then also to make a team out of camp as well?
Yeah, I think it differs year to year, the number of kickers that get drafted. Definitely depends on team needs, and some years there's one guy, some years there's three guys that got drafted. That's how it was last year, there was three. So it just depends on the year, and it's really competitive. I mean, the competition at the combine, we had 8 guys there and 4 from the IPP, and they're all talented, really talented guys. So I think this kicker class is pretty strong, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think I'm the best in the class for sure, and hoping that I've proved that at the combine, and I can prove it again tomorrow.
Chris?
When you had your struggles here, the steadfast belief in you from JP and from Coach Norvell, what did it mean to you and what did it teach you?
Yeah, I mean, it meant a lot, the belief in me, and still bringing in competition to push me, and I think that I perform my best whenever there is competition, and because I'm a competitor at heart. And yeah, they've stuck me through 5 years of us being here together.
When you've spoken with NFL teams about the struggles you had earlier in your career and the way you responded, like what kind of feedback have you gotten about that specific part of your process?
Yeah, I think just going through with them, my swing changes in the 22 year, and then switching back techniques halfway through, and then going into the 23 year, working with a different kicking coach and just elevating my swing that I'm comfortable with, and making that better, and then just seeing the results the past 2 years, and that's who I am today. That's kind of what we've talked about, and yeah, it's definitely a thing that's come up, and just really trying to show that the past 2 years, that body of work is who I am now.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
go ahead.
On the kicking, on the swing change, I know you've talked about it before, like that you did go through a change with it. I guess why in 22 did you change? Like, what was the methodology at the time?
Yeah, so in the 21 year, I think I was just under 80%, so not a great year, but not a terrible year. I was looking for ways to be more accurate, and looking for ways to limit variables, I guess you could say. And so just talking with other guys in the league, kicking coaches that I was working with at the time, they recommended that I change my approach to a 2-step, and never really got comfortable with it. And fall camp came and still wasn't comfortable with it. Like, just got to stick with it. Started 4 for 9. I'm like, I gotta throw it out the window at this point. And switched back and finished 8 for 11. I'd kicked so much in that 2-week span that I lost my leg strength the rest of the year. I had 2 misses from 50 the second half of that year, and I just didn't have the distance for it. I kicked so much to get comfortable with my 3-step approach. But once I switched back, and I had that NC State game where I made the 47-yarder before halftime, and seeing the team just come out and support me, and I think that really brought my confidence back with that swing, and yeah.
How's it having a guy like Alex Mastromano? You obviously play with him, and now you're going through this process with him. How is it, having a guy like that alongside you can go through this process with?
Yeah, it's been great. Just his mindset that he brings out, obviously during practice and games throughout my career here in college. It's just been great. He's a little bit older guy, has a little bit more wisdom that he's brought to the specialist room over the years, and just seeing his development over the years as well has been great. And obviously having him at the combine as my holder was great. You know, just that comfort level of him out there, and it was really cool for us to experience that together. And you know, he was able to punt in the combine as well, and did a really good job. So it was cool to watch.
Peter?
Ryan, you kind of specified it before that the ACC championship was one of your proudest moments, but is there like a specific kick or a specific play that you feel like you really feel good about it, especially last year where you were, what, 10 for 10?
No, I think 13 for 13. I think that 59-yarder in Ireland was I'm just joking. I think that 59-yarder in Ireland was definitely a big moment before halftime. Just for Coach Monroe to send me out there to give me a shot at. You know, he believed in me that I could make it, and I did. And then honestly, the 56-yarder against UNC last year, that was my best hit ball. I mean, obviously the 59 was a great hit too, but the 56, I mean, it felt so good coming off. I think it was definitely good from at least like 62. Like it felt great.
Aaron?
Seems like there's a generation of FSU fans who don't know any other kicker besides you. You're here so long. What do you think Jake's gonna be able to do in that role, and what did you see from him just last year?
Yeah, I think I'm super excited just to watch him. I mean, you know, coming out of high school, he's obviously a highly touted kicker, and his leg strength is incredible. You know, way more than I had at that age, and it's impressive to watch. And you know, just seeing him last year, kind of walking him through, you know, what the do's and don'ts and how to approach things. You know, he's a great kid with a great head on his shoulders, and his potential's through the roof. So I'm excited to watch him this year.
You good?